Hey guys. Alright, let's just hop right on into it. Have you ever heard of the Serenity Prayer? God grant me the courage to change the things that I can, the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's only the beginning portion. And I'm sorry if I offend you by referencing this, but I feel like it fits. The important part about this is you have to know what you can and cannot control in life. And that goes to include your goals. You can set all these goals you want, become a millionaire, get a car. You got to set the small, medium, and big goals. And one of those goals that you need to focus on is your health. Your health is going to impact you throughout your whole entire life. But you got to stay motivated and committed to getting it done and to become healthier and more fit. So a little bit about me while you read this outline is I have been researching exercise physiology a little bit more frequently lately, so that way I can begin to understand how the mind, the body, and the spirit all correlate together. It's very important that this is understood by many people because in order to begin working out and in order to feel motivated to work out, you have to understand the processes a little bit, which is why we're going to go ahead and start with the physical aspect. So physically, exercising the body creates muscle growth, muscle tonnage. It causes a balance in nutrients and minerals. It maintains your healthy body weight, hinders disease, and changes your hormone levels. Now to get into that a little bit. Muscle growth occurs when you have micro tears in your muscle fibers. And these small tears will heal, and eventually it'll rip, tear until your muscle gets bigger. Muscle tone is when your muscle is constantly in a state of contraction, which is not a bad thing if it's done right. To kind of get an understanding, imagine you do, we'll say 5 push-ups in 5 seconds, okay? So you're knocking them out, doing it fast. That's more of a muscle growth. It's explosive. Whereas doing 5 push-ups in 20 seconds, nice and slow, is more of a muscle tonnage. It taxes your muscle differently. It's endurance. This is part of why you feel sore when you work out. Now, there's 2 styles of energy gain that you use. But before we get into that, we have to talk about where energy comes from. Energy comes from your fats, your sugars, and your proteins that you ingest. The body converts it into a form that can be used, and it either uses oxygen, which is aerobic, or it does not use oxygen, and it's anaerobic. Now, these are very important to know because if you ever start doing research on workouts, these are 2 main categories. Now, anaerobic exercising creates lactic acid, which is the other reason why you feel sore. It causes a buildup, and it makes you breathe heavier. By using the energy in the body from the food you ate and then burning it all off, but still working out, you start burning off the excess weight on you, the glucose, the sugar, the glucose, and the fats. This allows for weight loss and diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, which is basically meaning you have a lot of fat in your blood, can be stopped or slowed down and stop you from eventually becoming congestive heart failure or atherosclerosis or arteriosclerosis. That's a whole nother class though. Hormone changes also occur, but those also do a psychological effect. So to move on, exercising releases hormones and endorphins into the body, and it allows you to feel better and have less pain. That's why they're dubbed the feel-good drugs, but it's a naturally occurring substance, and it's okay to happen when you're working out. You just have to push to it. A lot of runners will push themselves to the point where they become high, runner's high technically, and it's all because they push themselves so hard that body releases a surge of endorphins to fight the pain that they're going through. In addition to pain-relieving properties, your mental capacity is also optimized. So even though you feel like you're going through hell, just pushing and your muscles are hurting and your body's tensed up and everything, you are working off stress and depression and anxiety and anything else that's on your mind. The hormones affect the brain in a manner that causes a change in how your functioning happens, and it increases your mood. Part of this is also due to how your neurons are firing and how the neurotransmitters are interacting with each other. Another key point is that your sleep quality increases exponentially, all because you are tiring your body out. You put stress on it, you exhaust it, you make it tired. And then at the end of the night, when you go lay down in bed, you have a nice deep sleep. It's not restless, it's not light, like you're gonna need an alarm to wake up in the morning. So how does this affect you? Well, first things first, you need to look at your health. You have to realize that even though you want to look good in the summer or you want to look good for your significant other, you got to look good for yourself too. Long-term effects is you want your health to be high. You don't need to work out to survive these days. The way our lifestyle is set up, you can live without ever having to do a push-up or go for a run or anything. But then you're going to get diseases, and then you could become a cardiac patient where your blood vessels get clogged up with all kinds of unhealthy fat. And if that happens, you're going to have so many issues down the road, it's not even funny. Heart failure, respiratory distress, I mean, it's just ridiculous. But to kind of hit home that is a little more now, your self-confidence will raise naturally, and your self-image will become clearer and more optimistic in your eyes. It just happens naturally because you start to look at yourself and you're like, I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I'm seeing results. I feel good. Part of that is also you know you're not going to stop. You're not going to fail. Yes, we live in a high-speed society where everything has to happen now. But if you can tell yourself, instead of saying, I don't have time or it hurts, tell yourself you got 10 minutes. A 10-minute quality workout will more than be enough for you and to get your habit started. It takes about 2 weeks, but you can get the habit started. Small steps, that's all it takes. So small steps also include SMART, S-M-A-R-T. It's an acronym by Minter and Jordan, 2014, that they suggested to make it easier for people to start out. You want to set a specific goal. You want something that is easily measured. So either taking a before and after picture or curling 10 pounds and then 2 weeks later curling 20 pounds. Something that can show progress. You want it to be achievable. So if you're a 4-foot tall person, you don't want to set a goal to deadlift 700 pounds. You gotta be more realistic. You also need to set time aside. Starting out, yeah, do the 10 minutes like I suggested. But eventually you're going to need to sit down and actually see what you want to do and how serious of a workout you want. Exercise is more than getting just swole. It's more than looking good for pictures or flat tummies or for anyone that's not you. It's for exercising the toxins physically and mentally, getting all the junk out of you. I mean, people go and they get hungover and they go running and it helps them. I'm not saying do that though. It's a method to release the daily stress that we get every single day. Make sure that you remember SMART, S-M-A-R-T, and stay optimistic. It's going to suck. You're going to have times where you're not going to want to do it. And you're going to have times where you're just going to want to stop and give up. But don't. You need to remember why you did it. You need to remember how you feel after ever quitting. It happens to me. I don't want to get up in the morning. But I remember how I feel the rest of the day, and it's my motivation to get up in the morning. Stick to your plan, and you will be healthier, and you will be happy. Bye, guys. And these are my references. And these are my picture references.